What's up? What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking ENT. I'm getting this one out of the way kind of early, so if you happen to catch this a little bit later in the stream, just go ahead and rewind it back. Now, there's this common misconception that zone wasn't played in the 80s and in the 90s. And the thing you have to realize is that it didn't come into play in terms of actually being legalized until later on into the 2000s. But that's not mainly what we're talking about here. Okay, there's this common misconception that MJ he never faced a zone. Okay, and that couldn't be further than from the truth. You know, you look at a lot of guys, that were the dominant scorers. They usually would face a zone. I could remember in the early '90s they would run what you would call a floating zone. Okay, and it was used by the bad boy Pistons in the late '80s. And they would do it, but then they wouldn't get caught up with it. Now I know the Bucks, they used it, but they got caught and ended up getting called for, of course, illegal defense. These coaches would use schemes and all type of zone. First off, let me explain the zone defense for some of y'all that don't really know what the zone is. There's more than one zone. A lot of people think that, it's just a 2-3 zone. No, there's more than one zone. And I want to give a shout out to a couple people. I want to give a shout out to Hitman X and FYF, Sports Debate, Lamont. And I want to give a shout out to Goat Mike too, because we discussed this at one point. Let me just be specific with when it comes to Hitman. He said one time he would use a 3-2 zone, which is a complete opposite of the 2-3, and it sets up 3 defenders at the free throw line at the top of the key, and this is to ward off longer range of shooters. Okay, my personal favorite, I don't even like the 2-3 zone. I think the 2-3 zone is can be simply broken because a lot of people they practice on how to break it. I personally like the 1-3-1 zone. Okay, and this is where you got 3 players, of course, across the paint, one in the back and one in the front, and this helps to stop the penetration from the top of the key. So when you got guys that are extremely explosive that like to come straight in the middle, it would be great for them to use. We used to use it. We used it sometimes in high school And we were using a lot of, like what Hitman said, we used a lot when I played Further Beyond. But, and then of course you have the 2-3 zone, the regular, and this was a common one. And this is, where the 3 defenders they at the back of the baseline, and you got 2 up in the front. And this is for getting the rebounds and preventing scoring from baseline to court. Okay, we got that out of the way. But the main thing is that a lot of people don't think that Jordan and some other players didn't experience the zone back in those times. Another key example is when Dr. J would play against a Lakers zone in the 1980 finals. Okay, they used that because it was the Sixers. It was the Sixers and the Lakers in the Game 6 of the 82 finals. And he also, Dr. J, experienced a zone in Game 1 of the 1983 finals. Okay, now let me stop right there. A lot of y'all sit up here and y'all don't go back and y'all don't do your study. That's why I talk to certain people. People always tell me, "Oh no, why don't you block this person? Well, what, man, get him out of here. Do all this and stuff with my channel." I know the specific people that I talk to and who come on the channel. They're not gonna come on here with no bullshit. Okay, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree. I have disagreements all the time. It's all right to defer. But if you are going to disagree and defer, you better have your facts together. Because you can't just sit up here and assume, okay, well, they didn't run a zone, or they didn't do this, they didn't do that. You have to understand, no, they're not going to just outright run a zone like that to make it obvious. Because then you have situations. Because I was looking at one where the Milwaukee Bucks had got called because a lot of people think that the Milwaukee Bucks in the 80s were a team to be slept on, and they were a solid team back in those days. They didn't win they won a championship or anything, but they were a solid team. But they were solid defensively, much like a lot of the teams were. Despite all the rules that were changed from back then, the hand checking, clogging the middle, and some of the physical, drastic, dirty play by some of the players. But that's not what we're talking about. The thing about it is that I could also remember in '87 when Jordan was playing. He would play against the Pacers, and he would play against the Hawks, and of course the Pistons and the Celtics. He would play against the Pacers zone a lot. And then there was one case when Jordan, he dropped it was like 60 some odd points. And this was on the Hawks zone in 1987. They used the zone in the finals, in the 1991 finals. I remember that because one of my uncles and my cousins, they would talk to me about throughout the game. You see, I'm pretty sure a lot of people that I try to when it comes to basketball. When we watching the game, we don't watch it normally just to watch it. You understand what I'm saying? Just to cheer. We're watching it to pay attention. Okay, this is going on. We're not. Oh yeah, man, he scored. No. Well, look at the pick that he set in order to free that man. Or look at that hockey assist. Or look at that block that led the charge for them to ultimately get the score. Another example of this too is they use zone against guys like Drexler and guys like Larry Bird. It was They would use it from time to time. And for Bird, I was kind of unclear on that. And a lot of people don't understand that Bird, he took a lot of mid-range shots too, as well as three-point shots. A lot of people don't realize Bird was in the mid-range too. They just thought it was a three-pointer, three-point, three-point. No, Bird shot a lot of three-pointers. I mean, mid-range shots. Now, this is another big thing, man. The reason why I got to give props to the boy Hitman is because in 1992, when they were playing against the Knicks, they ran a 3-2 defense, and this was in the playoffs. This was in the playoffs. Okay. The Spurs, they tried to use the zone against Hakeem Olajuwon when Hakeem was absolutely destroying David Robinson. They tried to use a zone against him, and this was in the '95. And they tried, and then again they tried to, because see, Hakeem was a terror. A lot of people don't notice how Hakeem was a terror, both on offense and on defense. And he was very agile. Now, towards the later stages of his career, during that time, he was less agile. He was still pretty agile. But we're talking about like a young Hakeem who could play both ends of the floor and run the break and do all that sort of thing. But yes, they ran a zone in 1995 in the finals and in the Western Conference Finals. Okay, and then of course Jordan played against in his final year in 1998. Jordan had he ran up against the zone when it came up to Duncan and Robinson, the Twin Towers. Okay, and he experienced a lot of zone in 1998 because they knew that in that time, y'all got to remember he was becoming more of a volume shooter. Jordan was. Shout out to Too Raw for TV, because he put that into perspective too. Go sub to his channel. That Jordan, like around the 97, 98, he became more of a volume shooter. And plus, they were dealing with a lot in terms of being short-handed. The thing we got to realize is that most zones today are not even really true zones, because what's the thing that prevents it? And this was where I think Lamont, I gotta give Lamont credit on this. He said this a while back. If I mistake me, just correct me if I'm wrong. It was the addition to the 3 seconds rule, the defense of 3 seconds. And what do we all know that as? It's because that prevents the camping out in the lane. That's why you don't really see the lane clogged anymore, and it's more spread out. Now that aspect of the game, I really do understand, and I really do like, you know. But the thing about it is, you know, not only did Jordan face face zones in the day, but he faced he faced the zones that were far more physical and way more complex and more difficult than the zones that you would run today. And then they were facing a lot of challenges. You know, when you talk about the uh, trying to get away with it and everything. But the zone, man, it was always ran in those times. So we got to stop. You know, don't even debate somebody about a zone if it was ran or not, because it was, but it wasn't. They would not try to make it blatantly obvious. You know, some people, some people they tend to look at a zone as just something that you could always do. You know, oh yeah, just run a zone. No, it wasn't like that. And many people would tell you that. You know, uh, you know they even ran zone. They even ran zone against Jordan when when he was playing at 40. They ran against they ran Jordan when he was playing against 40. When he was playing against teams when he was 40 years old back in '03. You know, so it's a common misconception that the zone wasn't ran. Oh, what's up, Young? I'll let you in. Yeah, yeah. '70s, the '70s was a physical time. A lot of yeah. See, and good. Uh, that's a good point. Uh, what's up, Jersey Deep? The link is in the chat if you want to come on in. But see, like Jersey Deep will tell you, cause he around my age. They ran, they were running zones. If you knew how to pay attention and knew how to read defense and knew how to understand offense, you understood what they're doing. And as you get older now, unless you know back then you don't really grasp the concept or quite comprehend, if you look at it now, you go back to some of those games and whether they get called for it or whether you could just recognize it without them calling it. You'd be like, oh man, they running the zone just by the movement. And I love defense. I mean, defense is something that I've loved since watching it. Like I don't know what it was. Yeah, I like when guys score, but if you could score over a challenging defense, that was a little bit more impressive to me. If you could score not with a guy holding you, but you could score with the guy just moving his feet, that was impressive to me. You know, and see, we have to also stop the persistent shitting on young players today, talking about it's not uh, physical. Okay, yes, it is less physical, but the art of moving your feet is even greater. If you can move your feet and not touch anybody, that shows how great your footwork is, and how good your quickness is, how good your lateral quickness is. That's why DeAndre Ayton had problems moving laterally against a guy like Giannis in the finals. People would tell you that. NBA put in a rule change, but most of 3-2 zone were called illegal defense. Could not do it that often. Yeah, exactly. But when it came to Jordan, or when it came to to other uh, scores, that were single-handedly break down the defense, they they would do anything in their power to try to put the clamps on that. And even though Dr. J wasn't the ABA Dr. J, he was still relatively great in terms of his athleticism and being able to get to the bucket and all of that. He's still a little bit older and everything, but that wasn't the Dr. J in the ABA when he playing for the Nets. We gotta understand, and you have to really put that into context. Now, when it comes to uh, hold on one second. Hold on, y'all. Somebody just hit me up. Okay. Now, sorry about that, y'all. When another example of the zone is when Grant Hill came into the league, because Grant Hill was so hard, so difficult to stop. He could do so many things. He could pass, shoot to a degree, penetrate, get to the rack, draw foul, do all of that stuff. They try to put a zone against him, and that was in '97. So it's idiotic, man, to even come with this notion that, oh yeah, they never had it. This is the reason why they wanted to eliminate the old illegal defense. The objective was to allow for more offensive freedom by not allowing the defenders to hand check, basically using their hand, using the forearm, and doing all of that other stuff. And by them doing that, it allowed more penetration. That's why, I like a guy, like a Russell Westbrook, because Russell Westbrook, as much as they shit on Russell Westbrook about how he's not this and how he's not that, and he has no intellect and he has no IQ or anything. Salute to you, Sterling. I'll let you talk, bro. Okay, you go stand in front of Westbrook and try to guard him. There's no way in hell you are going to be able to. If you send two defenders at Russell Westbrook, he's still going to blow right past you. So how is that? How is that not to a degree intellect? Right? Yes, the multitude of it is athleticism. I understand that. But we're talking about a guy that runs hills. We're talking about a guy that constantly works on his speed. We're talking about a guy that has one of the vicious first steps out on the perimeter, yet alone in the open floor, if he gets that step or that stride on you, especially when he was younger. When you go back and you go look at when he played at UCLA, he didn't play point guard. He played the three, the undersized three and the two sometimes, and was breaking down defenses that way with his speed and stuff, getting to the rack with him and Kevin Love and stuff. You said if they took and after this I'm gonna let Young cook on this. If they took out the zone today, we would see the Harden, the Curry, and Durant and Levine averaging close to the 35 per night. Defenders would have to guard one-on-one straight up. That's a good point, Theo B. That's a very valuable point. I feel that if I'm gonna say this, Young, right here. I'm gonna make this statement. And it might be crazy that I make this statement. James Harden could be actually way better than what he is if it's one thing, and everybody use their common sense. If he didn't dribble the fucking ball so much. Kyrie Irving, his game got better from him not dribbling the fucking ball so much. You know why? Because he was able to still average 53% in the mid range and was shooting well. At one point, he was shooting well above 50% from the 3-point line. Because you saw Kyrie earlier in the year, he wasn't doing all that dancing and all that other stuff. No, he was just getting right to it. Bam, quick shot. That's what they did in the 80s and in the 90s. They wasn't sitting there trying to do all that dribbling stuff. No, boop, that, bam. It's simple A to B. Go look at fucking Blue Chips and look at Bob Cousy. Those were real shots that he was taking and did not miss a free throw. And guess what he said, Young? He said the object of the game is to put the ball in the hole. It's relatively simple, and everybody makes it so complicated. They make a zone complicated. They make all these schemes complicated, and it's not. It's not rocket science. Go ahead, Young. I done ran enough. Young, you there?
Oh, me.
Yeah. Man, my bad. I've been. They're like, damn, Polo, shut up. God damn.
No, it wasn't. No,
Nah, it's all good.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't hear my name. I was like, what? Okay. Um, how I feel about the name? I feel like I think that.
I got it. Oh, hold on, Young. I meant to ask you this.
Mm,
Young, somebody asked if you had a channel. Some I had two people ask me. One on the email. Sorry, Young. Yeah, I'm snitching. Uh, they asked if you had a channel, man. Are you coming with a channel soon, or do you have one, man? Because they said that they were trying to look for your channel. They like hearing you hearing you speak, man.
nah, cause I'm like I don't have I don't have to be honest. I don't have time to like do a channel because I'm focused on focus on things outside of on YouTube, like being in films and stuff. That's what I'm really focused
Oh,
on.
okay.
Mhm. But I think this topic, I think most teams they like they're doing like a combination of zone and man to man together, which wasn't allowed in the '90s. So I feel like today game they're not playing the traditional zone defense, but
Right.
the zone essence is there since they basically man up on the best player and zone the rest. And I feel like it's nothing. I feel like it's nothing like in the '90s. Even if you see stuff on the clips and from the '90s and today game, you can clearly see the difference. I mean, and you can clearly see how much harder the '90s defense has to work in comparison to now. So whenever that means is weaker now or not, I don't know. I'm not an NBA player, but I feel like if you aren't trying as hard on defense, either it's not too hard to stop a single player, or you just don't care about the defense. So I don't know. So I don't know what it was. Because I feel like the '90 defenders they could not. They '90 defenders. I feel like they could not leave with the rule with the legal defense. I'll say like this: the legal defense rule. The '90 defenders they could not completely leave their man open to double team another player. Because in today's NBA, you can technically can when you guard someone who's not an offensive threat at all, but when a team has two or three good shooters, a double team is so dangerous, require really good rotation defense to stop giving up wide open threes. So I would say defenders nowadays are quite good, but they have the ability to roll faster. They can with superb defensive mindset, but they just need to guard different positions when the whole game all switches. But the only way to stop offensively built with the great perimeter players and a bunch of shooters. It's the ultimate answer to today's players that why team can score so wide. That's why teams can all score so much. That's why you see Luca score so much, Harden score so much, Curry Durant. They see them score like over so much make the opponent defense look really bad. You know, no, but because like there's only a few times the game teams this did all the game, but yeah, it's harder to defend for sure today, but because the defense doesn't have much advantages like that they had back then. So that's why you see people that said Jordan can go for 30, Jordan can go for 40 because of that. It was so much different in the '90s because they had to work extra hard to stop their defenders. That's why you see Rodman, who played in the '90s, who had to work extra hard to defend guys like Karl Malone and such Shaq and such, and that's what I feel like about the '90s zone.
Yeah, that's facts. Before I get to Theo B, salute to you, brother. Look, it's like what Young said, man. You really had to fight. Now, and see, that's what gets me. They're saying that guys wouldn't be able to adapt to today's game. Well, who's to say that they wouldn't? Because uh, as I mentioned before, I hate to keep bringing him up, but I bring him up because to me, in my eye, he was one of the best defenders. No, matter of fact, no, let's talk about Michael Cooper. Let's talk about Michael Cooper because Two Rock had brought him up, and I'm glad he did a video on him, putting a perspective, putting him in perspective. See, Coop was quick and fast too, 6'7", and could get up with you and would challenge every fucking shot. But he could also guard 1 through 5 as well, well about 1 through 4. Because I mean, you could say 5 because he was guarding Larry Bird, and Larry Bird people act like Larry Bird was like 6'7" or 6'6". Man, Larry Bird was damn near 7 foot. You know what I'm saying? So having a guard that's why KD studied Larry Bird because he was around his size and he did a lot of shooting and stuff like that. But anyway, Michael Cooper could move his feet. He didn't have to put his hands on you because he was fast enough to do that. So who's to say that he wouldn't be able to transition into today's game? Dennis Rodman, he didn't have to put his hands on you. He he was able to shut shut down Magic Johnson. Well, at least contain Magic Johnson. Even though Magic wasn't that fast or nothing, but still he was guarding the point guard. But he would guard guys like Muggs. He was guarding everybody. It didn't matter. That's like your hey, what you say, Theo B and Young, like on Water Boy. Well, no, I think it was Class Act or something like that. Remember that coach, that white coach? He was like, "You're gonna be my secret weapon." That's what that's what the
That's
fuck
Water
Dennis
Boy. That's
Rodman was.
Water Boy. Yeah, I know. That's class act. It was class act.
Yeah, he was like, when he was kicking the field goal, he was
Yeah,
like,
that's
"You're
class
gonna be
act.
my secret weapon." Shit,
Yeah,
when
Duncan
they see a
Hines.
motherfucker that was scoring too much, something like that, man, put Rodman on him. I'm tired of this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, the Duncan Penny he used that.
Go ahead, put Coop on him. It'll be all right. Put Bruce Bowen on him. All right, Theo B, you got it, man.
Oh no, salute to you, Polo and Young. I think that I agree with everything you guys have said. I think that me and Lamont kind of had that discussion through the chat yesterday, but we talked about, like even in the '90s when the '94 Houston Rockets, they tried to actually play a form of a zone and seemed to get away with it a lot. And also, Don Nelson, one of the winningest coaches in NBA history, he tried it a lot in Golden State, and when he went over to Dallas, but he's, of course, back then it was called the. I mean, if you can figure out what the illegal defense is, I don't think anybody still exactly knows. There were so many different variations of it, but no, I think that whole thing, guys, where they say, I think we all agree that
Theo B
any
know why
elite
I'm
player.
laughing. He know why the fuck I'm laughing, and so do Young, because Young played ball too. Y'all know why I'm laughing.
Yeah, and like you made your point earlier, Polo, with that when they added that 3 second rule and to take the big man out from camping on the lane, like there were so many things that didn't make sense, especially with that 3 seconds and illegal defenses. But I think that we all agree that any of these elite scores, like you guys mentioned, the guys today they would adjust in the '80s and '90s because of like Young said, their athleticism and their creativity. We didn't see the offensive array of moves that guys have now. They could probably get through some of that physicality, and vice versa. The guys from the '90s, if they had to face the zone today, those guys were more fundamentally sound. They could, even though and they could probably adapt to the 3 point shot. I know it's a lot of hypotheticals, but they always say, well, Jordan couldn't average 40 today. Well, Jordan didn't really rely on the 3 point shot. He was stronger and faster and had the size. He could go in the post and use his footwork. So there was different things that all elite scorers could do to adjust to those type. I mean, we see it today, like you guys said, that even though more schemes and more thoughts are put into the defensive strategies, that's why we see guys like Giannis go to playoff series and he's able to adjust each round, whether it be whatever the Suns threw at him, whatever the Atlanta Hawks threw at him, whatever the Miami Heat zone threw at him. He was able to adjust to all those rounds. So I think it's kind of like you said in Polo, it's a misconception when the guys from the '80s and '90s say, "Oh, these players are soft," or when the younger generation says, "Oh, the '90s defense is watered down, overrated." I think it's an equal misconception.
and, and Theo B, I hate. I'm sorry to cut in, but you hit it right on the nail. And so did Young. Young said this too, and I've said it. The zones that they're running today are not true zones. They're not
Right.
true zones. Like some people are like, what do you mean? Well, that's because they implemented the defensive 3 seconds rule. Now, to me, I thought that was kind of odd, but I understood why they did do it. Now, if you play guard, well, Young, you play guard, right?
Yeah, I play guard.
Yeah, you play guard, and Theo, I think what you play guard.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, I had to play guard too. If when you saw that change, you didn't understand it, and then you kind of like, okay, now I understand it, and you more liked it because guess what? Now it doesn't clog the middle as much. It's like, damn, what the fuck? Oh shit, Young's my backmate. Oh, we finna backdoor your ass all day. Oh, Theo, what the fuck? What the fuck they think they trying to run? Hey Theo,
You can
man,
run that
cut to the basket, bam.
that
And if
that
you could,
Princeton
if
offense or
you could,
something.
if you could jump, Oh, nigga, we were ollieing on your ass all day. That would be
Straight.
no problem. And on top of that, we were gonna try to if you try to think that you were gonna run a zone, guess what we were gonna do? We were gonna press you on the back end.
Right, to interrupt that.
We we were gonna press your ass and try
Yeah,
to break that.
that's
Who
why I
is
thought
this?
Polo.
I
I
don't
thought
know who
maybe
that is.
I thought maybe Lamont was gonna get on here today with you, but maybe he's not on here now. So I know he was gonna have some comments. I thought he was gonna make it on the stream, but I thought he was gonna make it on the stream, but I guess not.
What he said?
Oh, he's always he's a big advocate against the '90s defense. He feels like a lot of the '90s defense was overrated and watered down, and that's why and there wasn't as many great athletes, in the league as there is today. So
Mhm.
I mean, it was more. They were more about like I was saying the other day. You never saw a guy like a KD. Closest thing you probably saw to KD was somebody like a damn goddamn Lamar
like Bob
Odom or something.
McAdoo or something.
No, I'm talking about like even going further. Like
Iceman.
that's why I like Lamar Odom. Yeah, I feel like Lamar Odom revolutionized a lot of stuff, and he don't get a lot of credit for it. Because Lamar Odom, you say what you want, he was smooth with it. He could handle the rock. He was 6'10", 6'9", 6'10". You know what I'm saying? He could step out and hit the
He,
occasional jumper. He could
he was
play
like that
make.
modern Connie Hawkins. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Come in, dunk on your ass, do whatever. I'm gonna let you get to it. Wait, what? Uh, but yeah, but see, you did have to have fundamentals and you did have to have skills in the '80s and '90s because you had to learn to utilize your feet, even with all that stuff that was going on in the paint. That's why, like Paul Pierce, if you look at Paul Pierce and the way he played when he was facing up against LeBron, when when he was first in Cleveland, and then when he was in Miami that first year, he was absolutely killing LeBron in the half court, absolutely destroying him with fundamentals. It wasn't no I'm gonna dribble all day like Harden or shimmy with you like like fucking Curry or anything like that. Nah, just simple shots. Everything that he did was just relatively simple, and he wasn't fast by no means. No athleticism at all. Go ahead. Wait, what?
No, it was good. Shout out to Polo. Salute to the chat. Salute to the panel. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Listen. The defense played nowadays, it would stagnate a lot of players from the '90s. Let's be honest about it. So I hear this a lot where a lot of people from the '90s they come to this era, they probably be high as hell with points and that. Nah, it won't be like that. Teams nowadays know how to strategize. Teams know how to like really pinpoint. You got a whole department to really analyze, aka analytics, spots of where certain players will be at and where they best at. So like defense is more intelligent nowadays. Like back then, it was just like you're going off the feel of it. Now it's more like they know where to pinpoint a lot of players of where they're supposed to be. There's certain players that probably can go over those numbers, but it's very, very, very few. You know, okay, like why would you need zone when you got players like Dame Lillard who will pull up from a 30, don't even let his offense set up, or Steph Curry at times where
Because he could penetrate too.
who Dame Lillard?
Absolutely. Do you know that You do know that Dame Lillard dunks on 7-footers, right?
Oh, listen,
Oh, okay.
Dame Lillard,
Never mind. Never mind. You
like
forgot about that aspect. You forgot about the
I'm
3
just
2.
saying, but I'm just saying, like, when the last time Dame Lillard played ball like that? So my bad. Like, you had to go to
He was
what
playing ball. He was playing ball like that
mid
this year.
2010s, mid
No,
2010s.
he was. What are you talking about? He was going to the rack this year. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Me and you. Okay, Liz. I understand the hero ball notion. Don't get biased because of that. He was still hooping, but he did more of the pull up, but he still was getting to the rack.
That's a part of that gets mixed out, Polo and Wade Webb, because even like you said, Steph Curry is not as athletic, but there were 2 or 3 years there in 15 and 16. He had the highest field goal percentage in the paint. He shot 65% and 7% and finished into the basket. So some of those kind
What's
of
that?
wise tales
My
of he can't finish are wrong because he led
my
the whole
bad, my
league in that
bad.
percentage.
I had to make sure Wait what had his coffee this morning. I like to get him. I like to fuck him up in the head sometimes. Go ahead, Wait what.
Listen, like he said, like, you know what I'm saying, you can have all that high percentage, but nobody's you know what I'm saying, usually it's non-contested because they didn't expect that. Like he can give space once he in that paint, and all you gotta do is just like James Harden, they do that little floater shit. So that's easy grease. Shit, when you coming down, niggas think you gonna pull for a three, but you just, you know, you Dick and
But
Larry
then
they
how come
ass.
the other guards in the league don't do it?
Wait, what you talking about? Like that
Well, you
floater
said
type
it.
of
You know what
shit?
I'm saying? You said it was easy greasy, but how come the other guards don't do it and lead the league in scoring like he did?
For the simple fact that, like, bro, that's that offense in general. Like, when you got two high powers, like, first of all, James Harden, that's his complete offense at Houston. Like, they give him a string and he just go there all day with the floater type of shit. That's not saying that, like, you know, every point, let's say that's the point.
But
Point guard
I
shouldn't be
said Steph
doing that.
Curry. I wasn't talking about Harden. I said Steph Curry.
Yeah, but like I said, like I got other players who actually do play point guard, not just playing hybrid, and then I'm covered as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? So if like I said, if he was an actual point guard, he wouldn't be doing all that extra shit. He should actually be finding people like a CP3, like you know what I'm saying, like at that time before a Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? People
I mean,
out here who actually do.
that's interesting you say that because Bobby Knight said Steph Curry was one of the greatest passers he's ever seen in college basketball, and Steph Curry's led his team assist the last 10 years. That's interesting. He
Wait,
says he's a hybrid,
whoa.
but he's been a point
Hold
guard
on.
his whole life.
Who? Wait, Bobby Knight? You said Bob Knight?
Bobby Knight, when Steph Curry was in college, you can look it up on ESPN.
Okay.
It's on a segment. He
So
said
you
that
speaking
Steph Curry
about?
was the best. You
Go
ain't
ahead,
gonna let me
my bad.
finish. Sorry.
Go ahead, finish.
No, Bobby Knight, who was an all-time winningest coach in college at one point, said Steph Curry was the best passer he had ever seen in college history up until that point. And then in the NBA, even though people want to put phrases on and say he's not a point guard, which he is, just because he can score more. He has led his team in assists every year in the league. So
Okay. So he led his team, which is the Warriors, in assists every year.
I
And there's
think
like,
one year. Hold on. I think
yeah.
one year was
Hey,
Draymond, wasn't it?
tell him some real facts. Cause I know
No.
Draymond did
Well,
more
no.
assists.
It's not about that.
Yeah,
No, I gotta.
I'm
Well,
just
hold on.
saying,
Wait.
like,
Wait. I gotta see where angle Theo B is coming from. Now I
every
understand the
every
angle.
every,
I
every year that he's
oh,
been fully healthy, except for what the last
oh, now
one.
we switching it.
Okay,
Now we switching. Okay, I got you. Now we switching.
all right.
okay, but what did Draymond? He led it in assists. I think one of those 2 years, didn't he? Or am I
Okay, I'll
mistaken?
be right. I got 1 year off. That's fine. Go ahead.
No, I'm asking. I
He
don't know.
asking. Don't be rude. Come on, man.
Hey, wait,
We,
what? Nah, it ain't that. No, it ain't like that. I'm trying to clarify.
yeah.
But
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Did he lead in assists 1 year? Somebody look it up for me.
I'm on it right now. Give me a
no,
Cause
second.
he's correct. Draymond did. Draymond might have even got it in the bubble, but Steph didn't play. You know what I mean? When Steph was not there, yeah,
no,
he
no,
led it.
I'm talking
But
about even before. No, even before the bubble.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
this year he did. This year I know
when they
Draymond
were on the
did, but just
high,
ain't do
man.
nothing else. But
You're talking about from the phrase of 2014 all the way up to 17. That's what he's trying to get to.
I mean, Steph Curry came in the league in 2009. But if you want to say that, okay.
But
Yeah,
but
you gotta
but
do,
what but
and
but
you
what he
gotta
was doing
understand too.
before Klay Thompson got there. So it was Monte Ellis' team. So I don't know what you mean.
We talking about, man, who was
Well,
the point
he
guard?
stayed.
Steph
Well,
Curry.
hold on.
Exactly. That's
He
exactly
stayed
what I'm
hurt.
saying. Who's the point guard? Steph Curry.
Like Steph Curry
He
didn't show up until 2013, 2014.
He
So the
averaged
years
18
prior to
points a
that,
game. He averaged 18 points a game his first year, and led him to assists, and then he had a good second year. So what are you talking about?
can you
Yeah,
give me the
Monte Ellis
assist
was the
numbers?
man, but Steph was the point guard.
Can you give me the assist numbers for when he started in? Because you just said he was leading his team. Can you give me the numbers, please?
hold on.
I don't have the
Let me
numbers
say
right in
this.
front. You said you was looking it up.
Let me
So
say this. You got to look at how many games he played too, though, because he was hurt consistently. He was hurt. He was hurt his first couple years,
Sure.
couple seasons. His ankle consistently.
So it's funny when these guys always say, "What did Steph do before Klay Thompson got there?" When he was playing with an All Star and Monte Ellis and David Lee. So it's
Yeah,
just
we ain't
pretty
get to the
funny when people
playoffs.
bring that analogy up.
Well, the reason why, let me tell you why they bring that up. Because me and Young talked about this all the time, and I told Wait what this too. I said people get crazy on me when I say Clay is more valuable to the team than Steph. Now, and they get emotional. Now, this is why I said that. It's
Hmm.
because it we know that Steph Curry isn't the greatest at pick and roll defense, but guess who is?
Let me ask you a question. Everybody, I'm just saying on that Klay Thompson thing. Everybody says he's the best two-way player, right? But let me ask you then, how come in those finals, in the Warriors championship run, how come Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala always guarded the 1, 2, and 3 options?
Nah, I wouldn't know. Nah, I can't say that all the
Yeah,
time
yeah, that's
because
true. That's
because
true.
no.
How come Clay would
What's
never
his
guard
name?
LeBron? Or
Clay
how come he wouldn't
Thompson.
guard
Clay Thompson
KD?
was guarding the first option at times.
No, he wasn't. Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes were the ones guarding LeBron, never Clay Thompson. That they were never guard. He was never guarding Kevin
So who
Durant
gonna buy?
or
Wait, so
Westbrook.
No, no, no,
so
no, no, no,
so
no. Clay
who
Thompson
gonna
did guard
Yeah,
LeBron.
who gonna wait
yeah.
wait
No, he
wait
didn't.
They even had it was a combination of all of them. Theo,
wait?
No, that's not accurate. That's not
First of
true.
all, Theo.
that's accurate.
Theo, who gonna guard Kyrie Irving? Who gonna guard Kyrie Irving? Are you serious? Like, are you
Who
serious
was
right now?
guarding him? But no,
Are you serious right
Because
now?
he played the
can you
small
show?
forward
Can you?
You had
position,
Klay Thompson.
and sometimes LeBron would try to take what's his name in the post. Sometimes,
Are you
Clay.
And what? And
crazy?
what? And what? But wait, wait. What happened that series when they did put Clay on them? Oh yeah, they lost. 2016, they
No, no, no,
lost
no,
that
no,
series.
no, no.
That wasn't
They
the
What's
lost
sole
that?
reason,
because
though, Theo.
no, that's not because
That
no,
wasn't the
because
Exactly.
sole
They lost
reason.
the series they
Because
had
he
him.
they
outplayed
lost.
Steph.
Exactly.
No, let me tell you why. They lost because Steph Curry did not know how to play point guard, and he threw away so many turnovers at the end of the fourth quarter. So don't tell me nothing else, bro. That's why I said point
Don't
guard,
tell
bro.
me
Like
nothing
literally,
else.
watch the
But
game.
you can't tell me why he was getting
Like,
baked
come
by
on,
Kyrie.
man.
But he the best two-way defender. Okay.
What you mean, Kyrie?
So look, hey, hold
Wait,
on, hold on, hold
Kyrie
on,
is
hold on.
good. What are
And
you
I'll
talking
let y'all
about?
cook in a sec. Herman just
Bro, this
came
dude
in.
don't know
All right,
basketball.
Herman, give your take, and then we'll get back
I
into
don't know
this
basketball.
Steph
You don't know. You
Curry
can't
thing.
give me nothing facts. What you talking about?
Hold on, y'all. Let Herman get off. We talking about zone defenses. That was the original topic today, in terms
Oh,
of people having the assumption that there wasn't any zone defenses played in the 80s and 90s. And I went into particularly Jordan and gave an example. Just give your take on it, man.
oh man! First of all, that's blasphemous. You know what they were saying. And like they had articles in the New York Times in 1987 and the Chicago Tribune in 1987 talking about the zone defenses that was played on Michael Jordan. The famous Chuck Davis was talking about how they was playing those zone defenses on Mike, for us with the bad boy Pistons. You know, then you had examples in 87, the Nets and the Pacers tried to play a zone against Mike and didn't do any damn good. The Lakers in 91 in the finals played the zone against Mike. The early 90s Knicks, they played the 3-2 zone damn near every time they played Mike. That's why when Mike was able to split those zones, that's why he was able to get those dunk ons on Patrick Ewing and the other big man that the Knicks had. Um, And also, the '93 Spurs used zones on Michael Jordan. It's a lot of instances that I could bring up that Jordan was facing zones in the '80s and '90s. You know, just like the guys face zones today. The Hornets in '95 used zones. Then you had the Spurs and Raptors in '98. You had the Warriors in '96. George Karl put the zone in on Mike in '96 when the Bulls played the Sonics. A lot of people didn't realize that. That's why he was torturing their ass at first to Gary Payton said, fuck that, you need to put me on. But they was playing zone. That's why it was so easy for the Bulls to dominate the Sonics initially. But with this notion that Jordan wouldn't be able to do anything in the zone is blasphemous because I have something right here, Polo. like the zone was implemented in basically in the early 2000s. Really, that's when they really started.
2001,
Yeah,
2002.
yeah, and they don't realize that a 40-year-old Michael Jordan torched the Nets in
Hey,
2000 in
and Theo,
2003.
hey, hold on, Herman. And Theo brought up a good point. Hey, Theo, you see how it happened in Young and Wait What too? And Herman, look, you see how it happened? Look, 2001, 2002, they let the zone. 2003, they got rid of handshake. You see how it just kind of
But
started like one after
but
another.
but but that's the thing, Polo. The NBA dragged their feet. They were supposed to take the hand check out in 94, 95, and they really didn't enforce it until 10 years later.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, me personally, the hand checking rule. Some people might disagree. There were still quite a few players that moved. I just brought up two examples that moved with their feet instead of just
Polo,
holding
can,
you
can
all the
I ask
time.
Herm
Yeah,
that
Michael
question?
Cooper. Michael Cooper is great example of that.
Go ahead, Theo.
Herm, during the Warriors championship run, who was the top defensive stoppers for that team? Who was guarding LeBron and Kevin Durant
It was mainly
during the
Klay
Warriors run?
Thompson. Mainly Klay Thompson was taking on those assignments.
I
That's
told
false.
you,
Y'all got to go back and watch the series. That ain't
Theo, man.
accurate.
Hey,
Don't
no,
you
That
feel
ain't accurate.
Theo,
shitty? Don't you
Theo. We
feel
not we
shitty?
not saying he
Don't
did
you
it all
Why,
the
feel
why,
time.
shitty? That's
why
crazy.
would I feel shitty about a basketball take? How old are you? Why would I feel shitty about it? How old are you?
Nah, I'm
Come
just
on
saying
now.
No,
you
no,
over
no, no.
here.
It ain't like
Yeah,
that.
you
Hey,
over
Theo,
here
what we trying
fighting
to
me.
tell you though? Hold on, let me say this.
Listen, listen. Darren, go
It
back
was
and watch
crazy.
the series, and
They
you will
always
see.
Golden State always use these two players. Theo was Andre
No,
Iguodala and
no, no.
Klay
I'm
Thompson.
telling you, you will see Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Andre. Why did Andre Iguodala win the Finals MVP if Klay Thompson was guarding
Yeah, but that he guarded him the majority of the time
him?
though.
In 2015, Harrison Barnes was the one guarding him, and Andre Iguodala. In 16, when y'all claimed Klay Thompson was guarding him, they won the doggone title. And then in 17, again the same thing. Iguodala went back to
But
defending him, him and
that
Draymond.
had nothing to do.
No, no,
That
no.
had
KD
nothing to
was in
do
that.
with.
KD
That
was in
wasn't
that
Clay. That wasn't
defensive end
Clay's
too,
fault
though.
though.
That's what I'm saying. Don't say stuff like that, bro. Because literally in 2007, KD,
But again,
Andre
but then again, you
Iguodala,
just
and
admitted
then
it.
Clay
You
Draymond
just
was
Green,
said
known as
KD
and
the
then
was,
elite
but not Klay
defender.
no,
Thompson.
because
Clay
you
was
said
You just
guarding
Harrison
admitted
Kobe.
it
Clay
Barnes.
was guarding
right
You
Jimmy
there.
said
Butler. Clay
Harry,
was guarding all the elite players, man.
Oh man, y'all
bro,
show me a
stop,
link
Yeah,
bro.
then.
Like
Any
the
just
disrespect.
drop a link and show me
That
anytime Klay
disrespect,
Thompson
dog.
guarding an elite defender. It's not this. It's the truth. Any of y'all can go to the YouTube and
Nah,
drop a
bro.
link and show me Klay
Ah, in
Thompson guarding.
2019,
okay,
Theo.
all right.
2019, Theo. Klay Thompson was going at it with Kawhi Leonard. They was on each other. Remember, and Klay
How,
Thompson actually showed his value in 2019 and how good of a play it actually could be because he was playing the best out of all the motherfuckers until KD came back for that one half. But
you
Klay
mean when
Thompson
Kawhi
was
Leonard put up the
actually
most
keeping Golden
historic
State
playoff
together.
run? It's funny every time y'all
Nah, but
mention y'all
Klay, but
y'all
look,
put them on there,
but
they
but
lost.
Hey,
nah,
go
but
for
But
what I'm
listen to
saying,
this though.
no,
go
Theo,
Hey,
for
you ain't listening though, Theo. Klay Thompson was on his way to a 50-point goddamn game until he tore his goddamn ACL. You keep forgetting about that.
facts,
Klay stepped his
Oh, I
game
remember.
up and kept that series
facts.
alive.
Oh yeah, they would have lost. The Raptors would have lost this
all
series. We know
right.
that.
Hey, Theo, I got it. I got it. Hey, I got it.
Okay.
2015. I want you to go back and pull up your archives. Hey, look, that's why I got wait what on here. Archives, archives. Look,
You know it, baby.
listen,
You know it,
check it.
baby.
Go and look at in June in the finals in 2016. He guarded him in the first half, and then and also in June on of course June 8th or whatever. He guarded him in 2015 too.
Yeah, you know Iguodala was hurt in 2016.
Yeah.
Right. And that's so that.
And
But again,
when did
y'all telling me he
Draymond
guarded
win
me,
the Defensive Player of the Year?
huh?
When did he win it in 2015 or 2016? Draymond Green. Hello?
That
I
I'm not
think
sure. I'm waiting on them
I
to
think
see
Yeah,
the
twenty.
answer.
what year did Draymond Green
I
win
think 2016.
the Defensive Player of the Year?
I think 2016.
Okay, well see, that's what I'm saying, Theo. So we can't just look at okay, all right, just Andre Iguodala. Yeah, he won Finals
but you,
MVP. But
Polo, you said
you
for
know,
one play. I mean, what
Klay
half?
Thompson
You
was
talking
just
about
as
he guarded him in the
valuable.
first half? What game?
Now you want
That's
to
a
get
pretty
technical.
bland statement.
All you gotta look. All you gotta
He
do
He
is
was
told you
look
always
at how
guarding
many.
him in most of this was in game.
All
It
you
was
gotta
in
look at
game
is the
5.
percentage. All you gotta do is look at the percentage Klay Thompson guarded LeBron
Mm.
James
And
throughout the
ain't that
whole
the game he
I
season.
scored
pulled up. I
41
pulled
points
up
then?
2016. I pulled up
And,
2016, Theo, because
and
that's when Harrison Barnes was on there.
right, ain't that the game LeBron had 41 points? Right, exactly.
But he still got. It wasn't just him guarding them primarily, but when he was on them,
Kyrie had
Oh
41
man.
too. Kyrie had 41
Right,
too. It was
exactly.
a double 41 that night.
Exactly.
So what are
But
you,
you just
you
told
talking about? You need
but you
Kyrie
just
too. What
told
are you talking
but you
about?
just told me Clay was guarding them both that night earlier. So that explains a lot.
I just told you. Well, get out of here, bro. You
I
like
know
you
I
need
didn't
to.
say
Right,
that. I didn't say
exactly.
that.
You
I said he
you
was
sounding like a
guarding. He
damn
was guarding
fool.
them
You
That's
talking about
crazy,
Clay was
bro.
guarding Kyrie and LeBron. You sound like a fool.
And also,
Sit down.
also, hold on. By the way, 2016. 2000, this is the year he won the MVP. 2015 to 2016, Draymond Green averaged 7.4 assists. Steph Curry 6.7. So that lie you talking
Yep,
about every
led
year,
the league
he
in
was
assists.
healthy, and he won
I mean,
MVP
led
that
the
year.
team in
So
assists.
you just lied. So you lied. So I don't know your basketball IQ.
I was incorrect. I didn't lie. I can be incorrect. I'm not gonna be here and be. I'm not gonna be a damn fool and say Klay Thompson stopping the best players in the league. No, he got his ass busted twice with 40.
No.
Oh man,
Now you switching the topic. You
I
just
can
told
be
me about Steph
incorrect. I'm
Curry
not
and
gonna be no
Draymond
damn
Green.
fool.
Come
You
on.
got your emotion too much in a
All right, come
basketball
on.
conversation, my man. You gotta relax.
nah. But I knew
No,
You
you
too
getting
emotionally
Draymond
emotion.
Green
involved.
led because hey Herman, we were talking
No,
about
no.
who led the
Passion.
team in assists, and I said
Nothing about
Draymond.
emotion,
I
homie.
knew it was one of them years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your voice
And
shouldn't get that high
stop getting
pitched about a
confused.
basketball
Like
topic.
dudes. Wait.
Hey,
First of
hey,
all,
Jelly
one, my
Bean, who
voice is
you
not
talking
high.
about? Who's talking out his ass?
My point is that I'm passionate.
Okay.
I'm passionate. You fuck you
Passionate for
talking
that
about?
high pitched
You
voice.
getting
Okay.
confused with passionate. That's crazy.
All right.
Nah, that's your sensitivity taking that in like that. It's cool though. I'm gonna let it ride.
Nah,
You know.
man. Hey, chill out, man. See,
Nah,
hey,
I said
wait,
I let
what?
it
You
ride.
see,
I'm
hey,
done.
guys
That's
don't like
done.
sarcasm. See, guys
Nah,
don't like
I
sarcasm.
see
See,
that.
when you say something like that, you can't expect for somebody not to come back at you, man. You got to chill out with that. He was
Nah,
just
I'm vibing. Oh yeah, guess what? The next following year, Draymond Green 7. Steph Curry 6.6. So that's 2 years in a row. So it's not just one, like you said. It's 2 years in a row. Do I
Okay,
continue to
but
go?
what happened? What happened the other 8? Wait,
All
what?
right, let me finish.
What happened
And
the
he won
other
the
8
championship
years?
that year. So let me
Hey, what? Can
finish.
you answer the
That was
question? What happened the other
2015
8
to
years?
2016. Now let me go to 17 to
Herman and
18.
Young. Y'all there?
Oh man. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm
I'm just saying.
listening,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
I'm
Oh,
just
listening.
okay,
saying.
I
I'm
just
gonna
making
prove a
sure.
point.
Ducking
Hey,
and dancing. Here we
hey,
go.
Young. Hey, hold it down for me, man.
I'm
Herman and
proving.
Young. Y'all hold it down for me, man. I gotta step out for a sec.
All right.
Yo, another
Man, how
3
the
years in a
hell we
row.
y'all talk
Draymond
about
Green.
Steph Curry and
3 years in a
Boston?
row. Like 3 years in a row, Draymond Green 7.3. Second one behind him
But
6.1.
Young,
Steph
don't
Curry. So
forget
that's
that
three
year
years in a
Steph was
row.
out,
So
Young.
do I continue?
Young, the year, Young.
And he was
Calm down. Take
no,
a
he
deep
was
breath.
healthy. He was healthy this year,
That's not him. That's
Young,
17 to 18.
take a
wavelength.
deep
Come
breath.
on, man.
Take a
Come
deep
on,
breath.
man.
It's okay. What
Let's
year was
continue.
Steph hurt? Take a deep
He was
breath.
hurt in
What year was
Every
Steph
year
hurt?
in the NBA.
he was hurt in 2020.
Okay, and
2020.
who
He was
who
hurt in
let him that? So
2020.
Man, he could have came
you
back from
forgot
that
to.
broke hand. He
But
could have
listen,
came back from that broke
you
hand.
forgot. You said 3 years in a row, but you forgot to admit that in there. You forgot to say that year Steph was
No.
hurt,
Listen,
right?
listen. Let me finish. Listen, you did not hear me. I said from 2015, which is 2015 to 2016, Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
2016 to 2017, Draymond Green. 2017 to 2018, Draymond Green. I'm telling you before the injury. So what are you talking about? So that's 3 years in a row. It's 2 years with
What are you
KD
telling
already.
us?
2 years. 2 years. You said Steph Curry lead in assists. He did not. You said all the years he
He
was
did
healthy,
from
he led in assists. He
2010 to
did not.
2015.
He was help. No. See, now you pushing the goalpost.
2010 to
You said all
2015,
his
he didn't
years that
lead
he was healthy.
assists.
Let me. Hey, hold on. Let me finish. Legitly, this is what you said. I'm responding to your question. You said I'm responding to your statement. You say every year that Steph Curry is healthy, he lead in assists. I gave you 3 years when he was perfectly healthy. One of them years he won MVP. The other 2 years he won finals. I mean, he went to the finals twice and won. So the simple fact that you're not listening to that part, I said Draymond Green for 3 years straight, 2 years with KD and 1 year without KD. He led in motherfucking assists. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You told me
Okay.
he did not. I told you 3. You said Steph Curry always led in assists when he was healthy. I didn't even get to 2020 yet. I still didn't do 18 to 19. And I know it's Draymond Green
Okay.
again. So what are you saying?
But how did
Not
I
a point
begin this
guard. You're a
conversation?
point guard. You're a point guard.
You said
I said
you said he was not a point guard. I gave you factual information telling you that the second winningest coach in college history, Bobby Knight, said Steph Curry was a great passer. That's what I
so I'm
said.
going
Factual
I'm
information.
basically
So now you're
that's not
going on the back end of his career talking about Draymond Green, which is great, and I'm glad you got that right.
back
So
in his
I'm gonna say
career.
congrats to you.
He won MVP. He won MVP the first year, 2015, 2016. He won MVP, and Draymond
Because
Green had the most assists. It was more about
right,
points. It was about points. He's a
that's
hybrid.
correct.
He's a hybrid. Look,
Okay.
Steph Curry is a hybrid. Just accept it, bro.
All right.
He's a hybrid. He's not a point guard. Don't sit here and cap. Like, what the fuck? You're gonna confuse guys like CP3, who's actually a point guard, compared to Steph Curry, who's a hybrid.
He's a traditional point guard in the sense of that's what people think of, but he's still a pass rush point guard. He can get 18 to 20 points a night. He's still gonna get you a high scoring average.
When my power forward is my point guard, which is Draymond Green, yeah, he's not a point guard right now. He's just playing his game. That's all it is. Let's be honest. Steph Curry just plays his game. He's not a point guard.
No, that's called a smart offensive adjustment that won you 3 out of 5 championships. That's what that's called.
What?
The head coach that's intelligent.
5 championships? He only won
3
4.
out of 5. You can't even hear 3 out of 5 years.
Yeah, but wait. First of all, like I said, the years that they ran that shit, I literally just told you Draymond Green was running the full point guard shit. I just told you.
And that's what I said. I said I agreed with you.
When Steph take over as point guard, they're not gonna win. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. They won at 15 with the point guards, but whatever you want to say, he got it from the bottom to the top. But him running the point guard just fine.
Bro.
And by the way, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy for Draymond to lead the team assists when he got KD, Clay, and Steph. That's all I'm gonna say. It's pretty easy to start that off.
Prior to KD coming there, he was leading in assists. I did
sure,
told you
absolutely.
Before KD came there. Yeah, so
we understand that. We know that. We heard that part of it.
And stuff. Yeah, but he did it without KD. So what are you saying every time you bring up the KD name? Like,
as I just said before, that was a great offensive adjustment by the coaching staff to get him to do that. They recognized his skill set. He was able to facilitate, and that's a part of why they won 3 out of 5 championships.
I don't know what else to say.
I know, because I simply disagree with you, but again, you got a little too high strung on the topic. That's all right.
No, I'm saying
it wasn't nothing to disagree about it. I got a fact wrong, and you start going nuts. It's all good.
Not like how confident you was in it, and you didn't even check your homework. That was the crazy part. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
but you still couldn't disprove what I said, so that's perfectly fine.
Out of the air, I did disprove what you said. So
I'm gonna just give you a pat on the back. Congratulations for getting the stat right. Good for you.
No, I appreciate it. Just write down a letter. Write down a letter and say,
congratulations.
I appreciate you.
I'm gonna send. It's freestyle. We're gonna send you some milk and cookies on Friday. We're gonna get you right. All that high pitched emotion.
But nah, if y'all really want to know, hold on, let me say this, y'all. If y'all really want to know about like the 80s and the 90s and about what they were doing, man, y'all should check out 3 people in my opinion. Of course,
Tell them about Paul Pressey, Polo. Paul Pressey.
Paul Pressey. Oh yeah, but hold on one second. I'll get you that. LVZ, the one, NBA LVZ chart, because he'll tell you all about that shit, and he'll tell you that the Lakers did run a zone against Dr. J in the '80s, and then also Elder Rufus knows a lot of about this shit too. So those three guys, I like to listen to those guys because they have a real good knowledge of what took place back then. Because a lot, believe it or not, wait, what and Young and Herman and Theo, man, a lot of these guys that's coming up now, like my cousin, he didn't understand their zone, and he was the team's best player. He didn't understand why they even utilizing the zone. He felt like it was pointless. And you have players that actually think like that. They're like, why are they running it? Why are they running this shit? That was it. That's all I had to say.
Herm, you got anything else on it?
Yeah, everybody got quiet and shit. Yeah, everybody got quiet.
Hello?
Everybody there?
I mean, me
Anybody hear me?
personally,
Oh, no.
I like a press. I like a press better. I've always been I'm a pressaholic. I love a press, a half court press or a full court press. We had this thing called 99. It was a version of the half court press, man.
Dog,
That's
Polo,
why. What's up?
what y'all gonna do about Ben Simmons, man?
Nah,
Okay, just apologize to
don't
that
that?
nigga.
I mean, the they it's, from what I hear, Minnesota is supposed to be trying to go after him.
But what y'all gonna get from Minnesota? Cause I know they trying to keep Anthony. I know they're gonna try to keep Russ. I know they're gonna
Oh
try to
no,
keep
they're not getting
Thomas.
rid of Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
They,
so
they said Beasley and Russell, man. D'Angelo Russell, Beasley, and Pigs.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's enough, but
that's what Fat Ass said.
mm, I don't
What's it
know.
called?
I don't know. Y'all boy. Well, Ben Simmons ain't really give y'all shit at all. But I don't know.
the Sixers don't need to give in to his demands. If he don't want to play, just dock him his game checks and just send him to somewhere where it benefits the team. Y'all don't owe Ben Simmons
Shit.
nothing.
He ain't gonna be Theo. He ain't gonna be good nowhere. He gonna call. He's more toxic than what you believe. Who you think is the one
What?
that actually was forcing his ass to get in the gym? It was Embiid. Now, yes, Embiid is a jokester. He plays around a lot, but when he gets serious, he gets serious. And he's the
Oh
one
yeah,
that came in and took his off-season regimen more serious. That's why he came in with with a little bit of the weight, and he's trying to lose more weight because you had that meniscus tear. I would say he needs to lose at least a little more, like 10 or 15 more pounds to
yeah.
take the
That's what I'm
pressure off
saying.
of him.
That's why I said don't give in to Ben Simmons' demands. If he don't want to play when it comes to the season, just suspend him without pay. You know what I mean? And don't trade him to somewhere he wants to go unless it benefits the
Where do you think he
Sixers.
would be a good fit, Theo?
Y'all gonna laugh. Wait, what y'all and Salute, y'all gonna laugh, but I think he would be perfect on the Atlanta Hawks, opposite of Trey, because
Ooh,
you got a big point guard, and he, like y'all was saying earlier, Trey can play that hybrid role, and they have enough
damn,
assets to
nigga,
give the Sixers.
you sleeping with the enemy ass nigga.
What you mean?
You talking about
God damn,
cause the
nigga.
Hawks took him out. Cause the Hawks took
Oh
him
yeah,
out.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Sleeping with the enemy ass nigga.
But think about it. You got a big point guard, and then Trey, like y'all was saying earlier, he that relieves him of the duties, just
Who you
like
giving up
in Golden
though?
State.
Who you giving
I
up?
mean, you got what's the young boy from USC, the rookie that this guy. You can give him Gallinari's contract. You can give him Bogdanovich. You still got DeAndre Hunter. You still got a lot of pieces.
Yeah,
You
but
got Clint Capella down there.
They resigned multiple players, and Clint Capella resigned too.
I would say give up Gallinari.
I
That was-
say you gotta give up Gallinari,
And
Dub
the
Reddish,
draft picks.
Cam Reddish.
Yeah, Cam
Because
Reddish.
his contract
Shit,
is
hell
up
yeah.
anyway.
I think they gonna hold up. Man, I would love Cam Reddish though.
But
I'll
Polo
take
think
it
they
as.
got Jalen Johnson too from Duke. They got Jalen Johnson too.
And then, because I want to keep, first of all, I'm gonna keep both of my shooters and Hunter and call it
Bogdanovich.
kid yeah, I'm gonna keep
You
them
talking about Kevin
regardless.
Herter?
I can't. Yeah, Kevin Herter.
Yeah,
I'm
Kevin
gonna keep
Herter,
them
man.
regardless.
Opie. I call him Opie.
You know what? If I really want to make that shit sweet in the pot, I would give him Collins.
The Hawks, the Hawks a superstar away though. They need another superstar that can get their shot.
Collins is
just
overrated,
enough
man.
to cover.
Collins ain't all that.
That's what I'm
What?
saying.
Collins ain't
Nigga,
all that, man.
I gotta disagree with you on that, Theo. Nigga, he shot 40% from the line, and that nigga was a bucket inside.
But he
That's
don't
why I
show
told
up every
Nigga,
night,
Collins,
man.
Collins ain't no
don't show up
overrated.
every
That
night.
nigga Collins nice, nigga.
He's
That's why I said I
solid,
throw in
Collins,
that pot
but
to sweeten
the
it up.
Hawks still missing a legit second score to go along with Trae Young though. So they're a superstar.
shouldn't that be Collins
Nah,
for all they giving him?
they got enough. They got hey Herman. I feel like they got enough. They
But
got
Ben Simmons
what
would
five?
fit,
Hey,
right? He would fit.
hold on, Theo. Hey, hold on, Herman, Theo. Answer to me this. They got like 5 to 6 players that's shooting well over 30 something percent. Like
Yeah,
30,
but
it's like
they
37, 38%.
they can't create. They really can't create their own shot. They kind of got exposed when Trae Young was hobbled. Like nobody could really get that shot off like that.
And,
So
that's where Ben Simmons
think
comes in.
How is he going? How is he? What is he?
But Ben Simmons go color
He
the
can't
paint,
create
though.
nothing.
He go
He
color
gonna
the paint
facilitate.
though. So he don't open
Yeah,
up nothing. Though.
facilitate his ass to the bench in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he don't open up that. So
You know what I'm saying? Theo, he
yeah,
can't even shoot no fucking free throw.
yeah, them lanes Trae Young normally have. He won't have what Ben Simmons is behind though.
Hey, so Herman and Theo, y'all don't feel like Herter. I thought like Herter could create his own shot. Bogdanovich was more the mover. He was more the movement without the rock. And what's his name? John Collins. He could penetrate. He got that first step, and he's athletic, man.
Herter cool, but he's not a guy that's gonna take the Hawks to the next level though. So the Hawks still missing that player that can get their points just as well as Trae Young. So they're a superstar away. Cause think about Trae Young, the only superstar on the damn team. So he really missing his Robin or Batman, however which role he gonna end up being.
That's what he got Collins for.
But now Collins is not a franchise. He's great. He's a good
Collins
player,
not
but
that
he's
dude.
not a franchise. He's not a
Man,
franchise
Collins is that guy. Hey, why you think they resigned him for 4 years?
But Collins been there 5 years. How has he got better, y'all? He still depends on Trae Young to get him his shot.
No. He has some issues.
It's levels to this.
He's had issues for 4 years, Polo.
Sure. Hey, okay. So who would you rather have, him or Ben Simmons? Hold on. Who would you rather have, him or Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons 3-time All-Star. John Collins not.
That don't mean shit if you can't shoot free throws and you can't do shit in the fourth quarter as a point guard.
I'd rather have.
But what was John Collins doing in the fourth quarter for them in the playoffs?
They knocked our asses out.
But John Collins is a borderline All-Star though.
He should.
Ben Simmons is a certified All-Star.
He should have been an All-Star because what's his name? Trey Thompson wasn't even playing that great at the beginning of the season. Remember, that's why they got rid of Lloyd Pierce.
I put it like this.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
The coach right now. What's his name?
Breaking up a little bit. Wait, what?
I said now.
You still breaking up, man.
Hey, get your stuff together. Go ahead, Herman. You were saying something, man.
I was gonna say like for instance, I know it's defense kind of late, but I think that's I think this player that I fit the name of, I think he's in a better situation. I think his effort would get better on the defensive side of the ball. But if Trae Young had a nigga like a Bradley Beal over there with him, that would take a lot of heat off of Trae Young to the point where that okay, he know we got another nigga that can get his points, that gonna get his shot out, that gonna help him on the offensive end of the ball. So really, what all they got to do then is buy into Nate McMillan and understand that as long as we give 100% effort night in and night out, we'll be one of the best teams in the league. So he need a guy like that could get just as many points as him, that could get his shot off just as easy as him on his team. And that'll be a dangerous backcourt. You had Trae Young and Bradley Beal in the backcourt.
Okay, Theo, you said that. Okay, you just said that John Collins hadn't improved. Okay, tell me why this. In 2018, he shot 56% from the field, and he averaged 19.5 points. Then in 2019, he only played 40 games, but in those 40 games, he averaged 21.6 and shot 58.3% and averaged 10 rebounds. He actually averaged a double. And then this year he actually went down on the scoring a little bit, but he was still quite commendable in terms of his field goal percentage. He shot 55.6%, and he played less minutes and was still able to give you 17.6 points.
So Polo, how many shots a game did he shoot?
What does that have to, what does that have to do with
Don't give me
anything?
that. Because all his points
What
is
did that?
dunks.
No,
on
what
my
did that
league.
have to do with how much he's shooting?
Because
What does that have to do with
y'all keep
anything?
saying
It's about the
because y'all keep
attempt.
saying this. Huh?
I say it's about the attempts. That's why he asking. Like you can have somebody who shoot 3 attempts and they could be 100%.
Yeah,
Don't mean they're 100%. They only took 3 attempts.
No,
because he's
Look,
getting half those shots on dunks.
Look,
That's why it's so high.
hold on. What you have to realize, what you have to understand is that he was able, while he's giving you well over 56% shooting. He's also accurate from the three because he shot 39.9%.
But Polo, if
from
he's
the
only
line.
shooting if he's shooting 2 threes a game or 1 3 a game,
But
that's
he's
not a
still
big
hitting
deal.
them though. He's still hitting them, and they were still successful. And then on top of that, you talk about you want Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons shot 30%.
But that's
Which
not
one
what
would
you
you
bring
take?
it. That's not
30%
what you
from the
bring it.
line, or would you take 83%?
That's not what you're bringing Ben Simmons there to do, Polo.
Damn.
You're bringing him there to get them guys shots.
Wait,
That's not what he's there to
hold
do.
on. You come from my era. First off, let me tell you this: if I got a point guard that I can't rely on in the fourth quarter, I'm getting rid of his ass.
Okay.
Hey,
You need your point guard in the game for playmaking and to get to the line.
And you said the key word playmaking there, and that's what you brought him there to do with those shooters.
But okay, playmaking is not. No, but you also. What if they need to foul him too? What if they foul him? Hey, bucket. They fouled.
That's what he's working on this summer.
They were so afraid
He's
to
gonna make
foul
it when it counts.
Trae Young.
I know, nigga. What are you trying to tell me? I'm going.
Go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was
Wait,
just
what?
saying,
You trying to say something?
Nah, I got these niggas trying to control the road right now. These niggas bugging. But I was saying like the head coach for Atlanta, right? He changed the way Trae Young started to play. If you remember at the beginning of the season, Trae Young was horrible, bro. He was trying to do too much of the other shit. Then once that new head coach came through, he got him to play the game correctly, bro. So you don't think that same coach can do the same thing for Ben Simmons? For 3 years, we had Trae Young.
Wait, what? Ben Simmons
There you go.
weaknesses because he don't shoot the basketball. Goddamn it, he ain't gonna be able to contribute because he don't shoot the basketball.
No, I'm saying like he changed the way Trae Young was playing. Cause the last 2 years, Trae Young was playing like crazy. He was just like stat hunting.
He didn't even
was trying to
listen
get threes. He was playing wild.
He didn't listen to
And
Doc
then once he
Rivers.
got a real coach, he started playing way better. The nigga took on the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals with that new coach. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, Ben Simmons, he just let's be 100. Doc Rivers can't reach these young players like how these some of these coaches can. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you if Doc Rivers
that's not true because he dealt with the young Rajon Rondo.
If Doc Rivers was so smart, how come he didn't play Terrence Mann last year in the playoffs? If Doc Rivers was so smart, How come Terrence Mann was on the bench? And
Shit,
now this year he played.
Ty Lue still barely played him. So I
I mean, but what happened though? How could if Doc Rivers is so smart, how come he didn't know what he had?
I still blame Kawhi and Paul George more than Doc Rivers. Because Doc Rivers can only do so goddamn much.
Hey, but Theo,
man went off.
Hey, Theo, let me add this point in too. See, with John Collins, they didn't primarily use they used him for offense too. But you gotta realize, man, he was great on defense too, because he was averaging a block a game, man, and he was good on the perimeter too.
Polo, he was on them steroids. That's why he was on the PEDs.
Oh my God! Why you? Hey,
he got
Theo,
suspended for that
y'all, you see that's classic moving the goalpost.
You see his numbers went down, Polo. Man. You said that.
I'm done with you, Theo, man. Damn, man, you had hopes of you standing with them. Now you want to move that shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm disappointed in you, Theo.
He brought up steroids.
I'm just messing with him.
Hey, Herman. Hey, bail out.
Yeah. And then
hey, y'all go ahead and cook, man.
Then these niggas capping for sorry ass Ben Simmons. Why you capping? Why you capping for sorry ass Ben Simmons for?
Because he up there with some sorry ass coaches. And
like for real, thank you. It's some sorry ass coaches, bro. Let's keep it on.
Salute, Matt Moses. I see you in the building, man. Hey, Tampa Bay, we looked sloppy last night.
So y'all go blame coaching on a nigga that's not shooting the basketball. You can't blame coaching.
Bro, literally, listen, Herm, you listen,
that
Herm,
man
you literally seen that with the Atlanta Hawks. You literally seen that with the Atlanta Hawks, bro.
It don't matter if you want to shoot that motherfucking you wide open, bro. Shoot that bitch. That's common sense basketball. If you open, you take that shot, man. That man be wide open, bro. And he passed up shots.
What they failed to tell you, your 7-foot center who flopped on the ground, led the team to assist in the play, led him in turnovers.
No, Ben Simmons stealing money. He's disrespected the game by not working on his goddamn game. And his bitch ass.
So
what's worse?
Money now.
What's worse, Herm? Joel Embiid faking an injury and leading the team in turnovers in the playoffs and flopping on the ground.
How Joel Embiid faking injury and he playing with a torn meniscus? That nigga playing with a torn meniscus.
A torn meniscus that he ain't had surgery for all off season, but he been on vacation all summer. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not pretty suspicious, man.
Bro. If that shit was
I need surgery stuff. But wait, what? Why did they blame his injury every time they lost? But when they won, they didn't say nothing about it.
I got a question for Polo though. Cause he gonna keep it 100. Cause y'all taking up for a sorry motherfucker right now.
Damn, her. I'm being.
No, y'all not being honest. Y'all not being straightforward. So I'm gonna ask
I'm checking up for Doc Rivers. He from Chicago. That's why.
And I don't give a fuck about Doc Rivers. Sorry.
That's what we trying to say.
But I'm gonna ask. Y'all let me ask Polo this. Polo, you still on? Dang. Man, I'm gonna ask y'all. And y'all motherfuckers better be honest. Y'all motherfuckers better be honest though. When I ask.
All right. Always.
And end of the day, culture can't make a nigga shoot jump shots.
That's not, bro.
I don't give a damn what coach you get.
That's not what we
saying. You know what he gonna get down there with the Migos culture, and they gonna make him shoot with the Migos in Atlanta.
Bro, listen.
No,
like I said, bro,
that bitch ass nigga gotta shoot the ball. That's part of it. So y'all not giving Ben Simmons any accountability. Y'all just want to take
no. We're not saying that, bro.
And y'all want to blame it all on Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers can't make no man shoot. He's not on the court. If that bitch ass nigga not shooting, if that was me coaching, his bitch ass would have sat out that whole round. I'm bad since your bitch ass don't want to shoot.
But think about y'all tripping on a man that almost averaged a triple double for his career, and y'all tripping on just because he averaged 16 somehow without shooting.
He didn't even hit 27 yet, bro. And we over here like he a Carmelo right now.
3-time All-Star.
Like, come on,
that's impressive, right? A nigga averaging 15, probably 8 and 8. I'm just guessing on top of my head. That's impressive, huh?
But if that was anybody else, y'all be jumping up and down for him.
Nope, no, I won't. Cause everything you gotta put everything in context. How you
if Reggie Jackson give your Clippers 15, 8 and 8, y'all gonna be saying he an all-star.
Nope. I won. Nigga ain't getting no all-star average of 15, 8, and 8. Ben Simmons should not have been a 3-time all-star, to be honest.
I get what you're saying, though, Herm. I mean, I know it's on him at the end of the day. You know, everybody try to get Brent Brown. Everybody try to get him to do it. So it's end of the day, it's on him. You know, he ain't got to turn into Larry Bird, but as long as he take him.
Yeah, you don't have to see. It ain't about even making them. It's all about at least you got to keep the defense honest. At least the defense will know he might not make them bitches, but hell, we can't keep chancing it to leave him open because he taking the damn shot. Just by him taking the shot, that's gonna change the defense how the defense is playing. But since he don't want to take the shot, shit, you really ain't got to guard the nigga. He really don't account for shit out there. All the only thing we worried about when it comes to Ben Simmons is a fast break. That's all we worried about. We worry
Well,
about
man,
him in transition.
Lou
Other
Ryder
than that,
Sports
he
said he
ain't
gonna
got
give
shit
Ben
to
Simmons
worry.
the backhand.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Yeah, man. Matt Moses is right. Matt Moses said we're taking it for a bum who can't shoot free throws or is overrated. So no, but
He's
Herman,
over.
wait. I was hoping Lamont was gonna get on here today, but because he saw the topic last night about the '90s defense, but he wasn't on this morning. So we was
Nah,
gonna have some good questions for him.
Lamont ass don't want to get exposed. That's why his ass ain't jumped on. Because at the end of the
But he
day,
was
he
talking
keep
in the comments last night when it was on.
yeah, but he keep forgetting though. He keep forgetting. It was articles in the Chicago Tribune. It was articles in the New York Times talking about teams playing that zone defense. And Chuck Daly had an interview himself talking about how he implemented the zone against Michael Jordan. The bad boy Pistons played the zone against Michael Jordan as well. And in the 91 finals, all you gotta do is go back and watch the tape. The Lakers played the zone against Mike.
And even in the same breath that the Houston Rockets did in '94, before the rule changed, the Rockets did that against the Knicks. And Don Nelson tried to when he had Chris Webber and them. That's where they kind of had that falling out, but it didn't really work. He thought he could do it too
Yeah,
when he had Manu Bol. You know, he had Manu Bol 7-7 out there doing it too.
and I'm gonna tell you, like really back then, and really back then, where I ain't even go to the early 2000s when Jordan was 40. The New Jersey Nets was the number 2 defense in the NBA. New Jersey Nets played the zone on Mike the whole fucking game when he was with the Wizards. And Jordan went off for 50-some points or 40-some points. I don't know which one it was because he did do both on New Jersey. That nigga went the fuck off on New Jersey in that same little zone that they talk about he wouldn't be able to be successful in. He dominated.
Right.
And the New
That's after
Jersey
when they
Nets,
changed the rule.
yeah. And the New
And to
Jersey
your point,
Nets,
Herman, if you remember, he also dropped 50 on Baron Davis and Charlotte that season. So he did have 2 50-point games that year.
and they played zone in.
Yeah, and it
So
was legal.
and then like I got some shit for 2009, 2010. I could break it down to percentages that these certain guys that scored majority of their points for 15 feet and in. And nobody that year scored over half. Nobody didn't even score even half of their points for 15 feet and out. So the notion that he wouldn't be successful is bullshit. Cause Tyree Evans was like 82% for scored 82% of his points for 15 feet and in 2009, 2010. Then it was then I forgot how the other shit go. I know Kevin Durant scored 70% of his points for 15 feet and in. I know LeBron was at 68% that he scored his points for 15 feet and in. Melo was 71% that he scored his points for 15 feet and in. Kobe Bryant was 66% for scoring his points 15 feet in there. Dirk Nowitzki was 66% scoring points for 15 feet in there. I could go on, but I forgot Brandon Roy at the time when he was on top of his game, scored 66% of his points for 15 feet in there. So the notion that you got to be the greatest 3 points, you got to be able to shoot the 3 ball is bullshit. You didn't have to because the easiest way to beat the zone was some of the easiest way to beat the zone is ball movement, player movement, and penetrating the zone. That's the easiest way to beat the zone.
And to prove
Fast
that
break.
point too, also, is that if you look at even after the zone was put in, some of the guys that didn't shoot like you were talking about, the guys that didn't shoot the three at a higher percentage, Kobe, Iverson, even Carmelo to an extent. These are the guys that led the league in scoring. Before Durant started shooting threes, what was he doing? Living in that mid range when he won them 4 scoring titles. So if
Shit,
you look at
Kevin
all the
Durant
scoring
still
camp,
live in mid range. Kevin Durant
right,
still live.
and even Kawhi Leonard, like
Hey,
if you look at all the scoring champs, a lot of them guys, Carmelo, Iverson, all these guys were more effective in the mid range.
hey,
Exactly.
hold on one second. Luda Ryder and Herm. Shout out to Luda Ryder Sports. Hey man, y'all go support Luda Ryder. Go sub to his page, man. He's always rocking down there. I know y'all know who he is, but shout out to Luda Ryder, man. Go sub to his page.
Oh yeah, brother Lou, man.
I
My
know.
brother, he be having some good content.
Young and wait, what's
But
still on?
I don't know. But yeah, but
There you go.
Lamont, yeah, but Lamont was kind of reaching on that. He should have did a little more research on that aspect of it before he really tried to dig into that. That's why I
But
think
I
he
think that
kind
comes
of
from that
fucked up.
culture, like you said, Herm. You got so many YouTubers and videos out here trying to, like Polo said earlier, neither generation should put down the other one. But you got so many of these younger YouTubers trying to elevate this era above all the other eras. That's why they try to
Now I think
discredit anything.
I think with Lamont though, I can be honest with Lamont though. Lamont actually got Jordan as the GOAT, but with Lamont though, he be taking interesting sides and he kind of challenge himself sometimes to 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 be objective. He sometimes he be overly objective. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So
he took
with him,
Isaiah Thomas off the top 50 list and Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, hey, man. That's just that's just. I know we got our opinions, man. We don't want to get nothing started, man. Talking about anybody else,
yeah. That's true. That's true. But
man.
nah,
Yeah.
I was just giving. I don't think that. I was just saying. I don't think that he literally go into when he debates though, like he real deal. He challenge like he give himself a challenge to be on the other side of shit. That's what I was really saying though.
I
But
know that.
That's what we might need. Polo. We might need that. The next 25 players on the all 50 list. They're gonna do that this year at some point.
So we need 75 now still.
No, you just
hey,
need to
hey,
add. Nope, add 25. Add 25.
No, I'm saying on top of the 50.
Nope, you just
nah,
you just adding 25 to the 50.
they trying to take 25 that was currently on the top 50 greatest list and add.
Oh,
Yeah, you ain't
oh,
got
That's
to.
go.
Yeah,
you
that's
mean you talking about replacing?
Yeah, that's gonna be
no.
hard to
You don't
do.
replace. You just add 25 on. That was his thing, but all you doing is adding 25.
But
That was
Like from
who
96
said that?
on.
Who said that?
And so the NBA, because they had at 50 in 96, right?
Hmm.
So this year is the 75th anniversary. All they're doing is just
Hmm.
adding 25 players to that list. That's all they're doing.
I, hey, but
So
So
I got a question for you, Polo.
what's up, brother?
How you feel about a lot of guys instantly saying that they got Steph Curry and Kawhi Leonard in the top 30 all time? I think it's blasphemous. But what you
Hmm.
think of it?
Oh man. Um, you said top 30 of all time.
Yep.
I can't I can't go that far with not okay with Kawhi. See, it's like what Jordan was saying about. First, I'm gonna start about Steph Curry. He's still his career isn't over yet, and he still has just a little bit. He got a little bit to prove because the greats that we're talking about, the majority of the greats. When you talk about the score and you talk about getting it done at the highest order, you have to be able to do that in the finals, in the playoffs and stuff. And the knock on him that he has is that he doesn't have a Finals MVP. And guess who has the Finals MVP? That's Kawhi Leonard. He got two of them. So but with Kawhi, the thing about him is a lot of people knock him because
What's
they
going
talk
on,
about
bro?
the oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, they're talking about the load managing and stuff, and we got to even see if Kawhi's going to even be able to finish up his career. He'll be a Hall of Famer, but a lot of people don't feel that he should be up there as high because of the accolades. They still feel like he should still prove a little bit more, and then his longevity. A lot of these players that you talk about, they have longevity. They play more than 10 years. Like LeBron, he's an Iron Man. 20 years in the league, you can't take that away from LeBron. That's why he's so healthy. He's still playing today. And a lot of people talk about this too, Theo B and
Yeah.
Herm. I'm gonna say this last thing. A lot of people talk about this too. They talk about, oh, he old. Kareem was how old and still averaging well over 18 points.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I want to play when I was playing Theo and when I was playing Herm. I wanted to be able to say that I was at 60 years old still playing. I got uncles now who still run, who still get up. They dating women in their 30s. They 60 years
Yeah.
old and will come out there lighting your ass up, and you'll be like, "How old are you?" Yeah, man. You'll be like, "Man, young blood, man. I'm 70 years old, man." But they move like they in their 40s or in their 30s. It's a blessing. So
It's crazy. Yeah.
when they criticize LeBron and they say, "Oh, he old," or Rondo's old, or this person old, or stuff like that, man, that's a blessing, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Polo.
But my bad, I got off Taji, but I don't think so.
The
In my opinion, I don't think they should be.
we tell people though, you say no offense.
Who you gonna
I
replace?
think they great, but I don't think they earned their stripes all the way to be considered.
I think you fell out,
It's
DOB.
gonna be hard
I hear you now, Polo. I hear you.
because I think Isaiah should be in there still for sure.
Who's that, Herman?
He said Isaiah.
Oh, okay. And you know what, Herman and Theo B and Young. See, True Raw was talking about Michael Cooper. You know what I think it hurts my heart so much is the
Mm-hmm.
fact that Michael Cooper hasn't been inducted in the Hall of Fame. If you're gonna put somebody like Dennis Rodman in the Hall of Fame, you should put Coop in the Hall of Fame. He should get a Hall of Fame bid.
Right.
He was an important piece for the Lakers. That's why he was my favorite player on the Lakers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just but we can't be quick to crown everybody just because yeah, is Steph Curry a great shooter? Absolutely. Um, I won't go to far to say he's the best ever. That's just my personal opinion. But he- he's done tremendous things for this game. A lot of people they argue that he's changed the game. You know what I'm saying? And I've argued that. Young knows how I feel about that. I don't feel that way. But we need to let the guy finish his career and see what else he could do. He could possibly come out this year because of everything that's going on in his personal life and come out and light motherfuckers up. I think Herm fell out. Y'all falling out. Y'all driving or something?
No, we ain't driving.
No, no. I'm talking about Theo.
No, I don't know, Polo. It kicked me out twice. I don't know why.
Okay. Probably because you moving the goalposts.
Just like John Collins, them PEDs, yeah.
Shoot, man, that's the thing, man. Like when these guys are successful and everything like that, you know, they quick to shit on these guys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like Canelo. That's all they bring up is the fact that, oh yeah, he ate some meat and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he was great before the steroid. Like Barry, he was great before the steroid.
Yeah, he never needed them. I
You
mean,
know?
that's why
Would you?
sometimes, guys, you could think, Young and Polo, like, what if the guys back in the '70s had the athletic training and the diets they have today?
I
What if
know.
Hank Aaron was lifting weights like that? Hank Aaron was lifting weights like Barry Bonds or something. He'd have had
Right,
800 home runs.
right.
Or Will Chamberlain was lifting weights like that. My goodness.
Shit, Bo Jackson was just a natural, and he was doing everything and doing it at the highest order. If you would have gave him something,
Yeah, but y'all mentioned earlier, I don't know. I know Herm had. I don't know if you were listening, Young or Polo, but he kind of had brought up Tariq Evans when we were talking about the '90s or like the zone defenses. Do you think any NBA team would take a risk on him this year because he's eligible to come back?